Hello and welcome to another episode of Bourbon with Friends. I'm Paul and joined by my co-host Connor. And today we're just going to kind of give you a little update on Bourbon with Friends and how things are going and what we have going on in the future.
Yeah, lots of cool things coming up, especially this weekend. Paul and I are headed out to the beautiful state of Colorado. Look at the snow.
The Rockies.
To the snow-peaked mountains.
Bush.
For some Brokeback Mountain scenarios involving whiskey. But no, we're going to go do a...
there is a little one. Oh, there is only one twin bed.
Bro, that's the couch, bro. That's where Matt's going to sleep.
It is where Matt's going to sleep.
But no, we got an exciting weekend coming up. We're going to be headed out to Colorado to do a barrel pick for our Bourbon Ball coming up June 30th and July 1st. And then we're going to visit our friends down at 291 Distillery in Colorado Springs. Paul, do you want to talk about the barrel pick a little bit?
Yeah, so just to kind of update everybody, last year we did the Bourbon Ball. We kind of talked about it a little bit. If you did not go last year, you definitely want to go this year. It's a really exciting time. All proceeds go to Benefit Folds of Honor, which is a charitable organization that gives scholarships to families of wounded and fallen soldiers. So it's a really good cause. So this year we are doing a barrel pick. We've partnered with 10th Mountain Whiskey. 10th Mountain Whiskey is out of Vail, Colorado. So, oh darn, we have to go to Vail, Colorado for a weekend and do a barrel pick. We're going to have one of their ryes. We don't know what proof we're going to have, age statement, all that just yet, because we're going to go pick through several different barrels and several different proofs. Connor and I are actually we're going to do a show about it. We're going to videotape it, and we're going to kind of have the entire thing documented through the whole process. So we're really excited about that. The thing that we're also doing, like Connor said, is we're going to be visiting 291. We've been working on doing a show with 291, I think, for like 8 months. And every time we've had to like move it or change it. And I think I have like 9 bottles from 291 now. And now it's not going to matter because we're going to go to the distillery. We're going to do a tour. We're going to do some tastings. We're going to taste some stuff straight from the barrel. We're going to do a show with Emily. And also Matt, Colorado Whiskey Collective, is going to be joining us on both legs of 291 and also going to 10th Mountain Whiskey in Vail. And Connor and I have an Airbnb. We have a condo with a hot tub and a balcony.
You wanted the hot tub.
I did want the hot tub, though, because there's something cool about a hot tub in the snow, in the mountains, drinking whiskey and smoking a cigar. I mean,
for you,
the only thing that's going to be better if we're naked.
No, I won't be naked. But it's
just
also
a Speedo.
I don't own a Speedo, and you know what? I'm a bit too hairy to wear a Speedo, so I don't know if I would do that.
What if we get Bourbon with Friends Speedos? Would you wear them?
No.
For the content, for the gram.
No, because not everything's worth it for the content, you know?
That's
especially
true.
On Instagram. Like
TikTok.
TikTok is where it's at now. TikTok is the algorithm is so much better on TikTok, where if you're like, this will get 10 million on TikTok, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'll do it. But it'd have to be something huge. But I'm excited to, as a professional fighter, I train quite a bit, and I'm excited to finally be able to train at a higher altitude. I've never done it. A lot of the best fighters in the world, except for me, do that. So I'm excited to like wake up one morning while we're in Colorado, maybe get a light jog in, take a scenic route, and see how that higher altitude air pressure affects the lungs for a professional athlete like myself. So I know you won't have that issue, but that's what I'm
going to go with.
Looking forward to.
None of that will happen. I'm going to go on a limb and just say after the weekend that we will have, there is not going to be any probably getting up really early and going for a jog.
No, I bet you I will. I'm too into the cycle right now.
I'll bet you a bottle of Weller 107. You do not.
I'll take that bet and I'll win. Okay.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Absolutely.
I don't think you're going to do that.
I was thinking about it today, how getting up like an hour or two early, just even going for like a walk, through, for
with the Bears,
a half hour, 45 minutes down the road, just going for a light jog. Like how nice that would be in the Colorado air.
Yeah, in that brisk 25 degrees in the morning, I'm sure that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to it here in Connecticut. That's our morning.
How often are you running outside though in Connecticut?
Quite a bit, a few days a week.
Blah. No, thank you.
Yeah. All right,
let's get back on track. So the Bourbon Ball, for those of you who don't know, the Bourbon Ball this year is going to be the two-day event. Connor alluded to the dates, June 30th, July 1st. The June 30th event will be at Castle Key. Castle Key's got a really cool setup that we have there. We have 40 VIP tickets available for that event. The VIP portion will get a private tour of Castle Key as well as a tasting in Warehouse B, and you're going to get tasting straight from the barrel when it comes to that. So that's really exciting there. We also have regular kind of general admission tickets. We're going to have food catered in. That is going to be a kind of more like a relaxed setting. There's going to be alcohol. Obviously, you're going to have drinks and some drink tickets and things like that included. And there'll be a cash bar, buffet style food, but also our friends at Basement Rickhouse are going to be doing like a historical tasting of Castle and Key, talking about the history of the distillery, walking through some of the product that Castle and Key has as well. So if you don't want to pay the VIP, you come do the general admission and really get like a really cool experience with the tasting and food. And also Castle Key is a beautiful scenic distillery. So then you'll be able to kind of, hang out there and have a good time, while some live music and things like that. And then Saturday we have the Bourbon Ball itself, which is going to be at the Kentucky Castle again. Jackie Zykin is going to be running the VIP portion. We're going to nail down exactly what's going on there. It will not be like last year. There's some cool things that we're talking about. Jackie's just been kind of really busy, and she was sick last week, so we had to kind of push some things off. But she's going to be doing that as well. We're going to have some keynote speakers. Thomas Fountain, who's an up-and-coming country music artist, his entire band's coming up from Georgia. So we're going to have a full band there as well. So we're going to have a really good time. It's going to be a really festive atmosphere. We have some cool-ass bottles, by the way. Connor, why don't you talk about some of those that we have for the silent auction?
Yeah, well, hold on a second. I'll go grab one.
Well, he's grabbing one. I will fill the silence and say we also have a lot of cool exclusive, all-inclusive trips that are to the Caribbean, to Europe, and things like that. And if you're watching the YouTube, Connor is holding up a bottle of, it's 2018 George T. Stagg, right?
No, it's 2019.
2019. It's
116.9 proof, so it's a bit of a lower proof point than previous George T. Stagg releases. But yeah, we have this. We have a signed bottle of Sassenach blended Scotch that Sam signed for us when we saw him in person in Edinburgh in October.
We have the video of it.
Yeah, we all took a picture together and everything.
No, we have the video of him signing the bottle.
Yeah, and we have our pictures.
Oh, yeah,
our pictures
we
together.
have several pictures, but yeah, okay.
And we have a Bland's Gold. You picked up a Handy in
Scotland. We have a Pappy.
And you also picked up a Thomas H. Handy.
Yeah. we have Pappy 10. Mitger's donated a Mitger's 10 bourbon and a Mitger's 10 rye, so that's really, really cool.
Ooh, exciting.
Well. I feel like we have the distillery only release of Lagavulin 14 that we picked up. We have the Ardbeg 19 that we got that was also a distillery only release that Ardbeg donated. So we have some really cool bottles that are not just bourbon related. We also have some Scotch and then some all-inclusive trips. We have some gift baskets. We have Regimental Spirits is donating another one of their canisters like they did last year. It was a really cool thing.
Those are sick.
And it's only March 8th. So there's going to be other donations and things like that are going to go on. So very, very exciting. If you would like to donate a bottle or sponsor, we still have some of those available as well. The tickets are on sale at bourbonballky.com, and you can get tickets now. And if you purchase before Memorial Day, you get 10% off using the code EARLYBIRD10.
How impressed are you that this bottle has been sitting in my house for 2 months, maybe more, and it hasn't been opened?
I'm not impressed at all because I know if you open it, you would be an asshole.
It's sealed. Maybe I'll even kiss it before it gets to the
You
ball.
should.
Who knows? I'll wear some bright red lipstick and give it a big old smooch. The Bourbon Ball is going to be fun. We had a great time last year as well. Ended up being a really successful event that we are all, as a team, are all looking forward to putting on. And the Kentucky Castle is great. It's beautiful.
I think there's still rooms available. We're going to have a block of rooms at the Holiday Inn as well. So that's right down the road. It's like 4 minutes away from the castle. And some of these things are just going to get released as we go on.
And plus, you can stay in Lexington, and Lexington is, 20 minutes down the road, 15 minutes down the road. So
15, 20 minutes, yeah.
And so it's easy if you just get a hotel in Lexington, drive on over, drive back, or Uber, or whatever. And
Uber, definitely Uber with an open bar.
Yeah, unless you have a DD, and if you don't have a DD, then obviously don't drive. Don't be an idiot. But
correct.
Lexington's close enough to stay, so there's definitely plenty of accommodations. Hit us up if you have questions about accommodations or travel stuff, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. So,
speaking of newness, what about this background where I'm at?
That sticky stuff looks good. The old sticky stuff.
I also have the bar upstairs now, so I'm doing this at the bar. So I have almost, I'd say 85-90% of my whiskey now is all within an arm's reach.
You put the bar that was in your kitchen upstairs?
In the dining room, yeah, upstairs. So this is now upstairs, and the desk that I was using is now my work desk, and my old work desk is now in the trash.
Oh, so where that bar? Nothing?
Not right now. I'm sure there will be. This just kind of happened over the last 3 or 4 days, so it's cool. It's pretty cool. I'm excited. It's a lot cooler space. I got to get a bar chair, something to pop my ass on. Right now I'm sitting. I couldn't find anything. I think I got to get on the old Amazon app later and pick something out. But it is what it is.
But do you want to get a bar stool, or do you want to get a seat with a back on it?
A seat with. I'm gonna get a bar back chair.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. It'll be way better. But a lot of my whiskey is now, within, like I said, the arm's reach of me now. I can turn around, and I think I had 105 bottles up here now. I've probably doubled that, easily doubled that now. But it's cool. So Colorado is going to be really fun. I know we have been talking about doing, another tour. This is kind of not like the Bourbon with Friends tour of Scotland. We're not doing a tour of Colorado right now. That's kind of still TBD if we're going to go overseas again this year. But it's very cool because you and I have been talking about going to Colorado and doing the Colorado whiskey scene for almost a year now.
It's funny because I'll tell a little story real quick. Fuck it. It's my podcast. I'll get personal on it. It's been, a tough few months, and I've been feeling like half the time I wake up feeling great, half the time I wake up I feel weird, right? And I'm just like, what I want to do, I got a lot of traveling out of the way last year, but I live alone, so it's like I kind of want to go somewhere by myself. I want to take 4 or 5 days. I have a bunch of miles from last year. Let me just fly somewhere for an extended weekend, go somewhere alone by myself, clear my head, and just get back to feeling 100%. And I was talking to somebody at work about that, and it's like, yeah, I think I'm going to do this maybe the next few months, because I'm already going to be going down to Kentucky in June, but that's work as well. That's I consider it you got to be a little bit professional with work. That. And that same day, about 2 hours later, you texted me and said, hey, I think 10th Mountain is confirmed for a barrel pick. They want us to come out and try some. And I was like, wow, that's just the heavens speaking to me that somebody heard me, that I gotta go somewhere and just kind of chill out for a bit. And although this is business, I'm actually looking forward just to seeing the mountains, seeing Colorado, and taking a few days just to all right, breathe in that fresh air. I'm a professional fighter, so do a little bit of high altitude training.
You're not a professional fighter.
And feel great coming back to Connecticut / Rhode Island. And I thought that was funny. that literally like 2 hours later, you texted me saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure 10th Mountain's a lot. Because we've been talking about 10th Mountain for a few weeks now internally. And we thought that was maybe going to be a go, but we just had to confirm it. And so maybe something's happened to the 291 as well. I don't want to say anything on the podcast, but there's always possibilities. Let's leave it at that. There's always possibilities.
291 is going to be a really fun experience as well. The whole thing's going to be great. I mean, you can't really get too much better than snow, mountains, and whiskey.
Yeah, but first, before you go on, tell me that was just like say, Connor, that was a good story, and then say what.
No, that was a good story. It was the heavens telling you that you needed your big brother and you needed some big brother time.
More like I would say like older uncle.
What do you now? All you have to do is find like a Rocky Mountain princess, and the whole trip's complete.
See, it always goes back to the females with you. Sometimes
we gotta get you.
We
gotta get you. Yeah, we're gonna zen. It was fun, right? Like, because I had text somebody and I was like, what the dream would be is just to end up Uber Eating Taco Bell to a distillery, because we've had such a good time and we're just not leaving and we're hungry, so we have to Uber Eats Taco Bell.
I'm not putting that garbage in my body though. I'll Uber Eats Chipotle. Or maybe a good steak, but
see, I said you had a good story. Don't ruin my fantasy. Just don't ruin my fantasy. Taco Bell is the best food after you've had a bunch of drinks.
Oh, dude. So the other night, last night I had a glass of whiskey. I watched episode 7 or 8 of The Last of Us, the most recent episode, and I had a glass of whiskey. I had a shitty dinner, chicken and rice. I was just still hungry, eating good. And I bought a bag of those like rice chips, like those rice pop chips.
Mm-hmm. They're good.
It's cheddar cheese flavor, bro. I ate the whole bag, which isn't like a lot because they're just rice. Like they're not that dense, but still, bro. I loved it because I haven't been eating late at night because I'm actually.
Did you finish it off with a glass of Metamucil?
Nope. I actually meant to post a picture today because I had to buy a new Metamucil last night at the store. Cost me $25 because I ran out because I went through an entire canister. So, and actually, thank you for reminding me. I do have to buy some to-go packets for Colorado, so I'll have to buy a new case of just a few to-go packets, and I also have to buy some more liquid IVs. I think I'm out, so make sure we have some of those.
And so this is your first trip out west, right?
Yeah. Well, as everybody knows, if you listen to this podcast or if you listen to Who Gives a Dram, last year was the first year I ever flew, and I flew about 20 times last year. And I only really flew to Kentucky. I flew to DC. I flew to Scotland, and then there's all the connections, which I obviously count as flights, but or separate flights, I should say. But never out west. The most west I've been is probably when we drove out to Green River. Probably the most west I've ever been in the country.
And now you're going.
Now I'm going way west.
You're going to the mountains.
Yeah. I've been looking at pictures of Vail, and that's what I'm excited for Colorado Springs as well, but I'm really excited for Vail. And I was telling you that like your flight's coming in like 3 hours after mine or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, maybe I'll take it like an Uber down to the Denver or something and grab a call and just like kind of explore just for a little bit. Yeah, but that's not happening because it's like a 35-minute drive from the airport to downtown Denver.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill in the airport for a few hours.
You'll be fine at a coffee in the airport.
Yeah, I'll be fine with taking a nap.
I'll tell them to find a good tailwind, and just get there faster.
Yeah, just blow. Just that might help.
Just shoot a lot of fucking hot air out and just make it happen.
Yeah.
I have been to Colorado. It has been 21 years since I've been. So I'm sure a lot's changed since then. I've been to Denver. I've been to Colorado Springs. The furthest kind of northwest I've been was Yellowstone. So, I've been a little bit farther out than you. Not the park, not the ranch where John Dutton lives. So it's going to be really cool. I've been to Vail. I've heard a lot of really cool things about Vail. It's a very cool looking city in the mountains. It's a ski resort town. So it's going to be, popping. There's going to be a lot of tourists. So it should be fun. And it's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I want to say happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody, because it's coming out on Monday. This Friday, St. Patrick's Day. This podcast will release after the infamous Gilbert St. Patrick's Day party, which is happening this Saturday, March 11th, which I'm very excited for. And
why is it infamous? Or famous, whatever you said.
Infamous because it's
infamous. That's even worse.
It's so we've been doing it forever, and then when I was a kid, the party would get out of hand because everybody knew we had a party, and people would just show up. And I think one year we had like between 100 and 120 people in my house at once, which is it's not a huge house. So, but it has since declined in attendees, and now it's kind of just family and close friends. But it's just like I love being Irish. My grandfather died when I was 3. My mom's dad, and that's who we do the party in honor of because he played the banjo. Was a big Irish music fan, so we do the party in honor of him. And it's just like we have family come by, close friends come by, probably like a solid 50 people now. And I just enjoy drinking whiskey all night and bullshitting with everybody and probably smoke a cigar. And
what bottle
Irish.
Do you have that is green?
I have this beauty. I don't know if you saw my review or if you saw that I did this.
Oh, okay. So hang on. I got something.
I'm not drinking this because it's not good. For those
you have other Irish. Oh shit! No, we have good Irish.
For those just listening, I put up my Proper 12 Apple, which I just did recently on Who Gives a Dram. So go check out that review.
So
it's not good.
In honor of St. Patrick's Day, I think we should.
Ooh, I have that as well, but I have. I'm gonna one up you.
Or we could do the Keeper's Heart, which is Irish American. We're American. Let's do Keeper's Heart.
No, I'm doing this because this is my favorite.
I also have this.
What is that? Is that the IPA? Oh, you're
this is the cold brew.
It's the cold brew. I've never had the cold brew. Do you like it?
All right, so you do that, and I'll do the cold brew. How about that?
Okay. I'm definitely down for some Jameson.
And then we'll review it. We'll just do a little impromptu review on these.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Cool. So in honor of St. Patrick's Day, which is going to be this weekend, we're going to do a little bit of this. So you want to talk about yours first, or you want me to do mine first?
I'll do mine. I am pouring, for those just listening, I'll show it on the video now, Jameson Black Barrel, 40% ABV. I did this on Who Gives a Dram a while ago, but it's double charred. It's finished. It's aged and charred and double charred bourbon barrels that deliver unique spiciness, vanilla sweetness, and nutty notes, whatever. So it's basically Jameson's older brother, is essentially what it is. And I haven't had this in a while, but from what I remember, Jameson Black Barrel is 100 times better than the regular Jameson. So you talk about yours, and I'm going to sniff mine.
Yeah, so I've got the Jameson Cold Brew. This is whiskey and coffee, Jameson Irish whiskey infused with natural cold brew coffee. It is 30% ABV, so it's not crazy. It was a limited edition bottle. It's a nice looking bottle. The nose on it's interesting, so I don't know. But here,
does it smell like coffee?
Yeah, I mean it definitely does.
Mine has a really nice bourbon note on an Irish whiskey, which I am totally digging right now. It smells like bourbon.
Good. This is good. This is something, if you put a little bourbon cream in with this smacks. This tastes like coffee. This tastes like a cold brew coffee with a shot of whiskey. This tastes like bourbon. That's exactly what this tastes like. This is a very dark Irish whiskey. There's not a lot of hops or, like grain notes on it. I mean, this is a liqueur, I think, more so than a whiskey. It might be. I think it's a whiskey. I think it's an infused whiskey. Yeah. I don't like stuff like crazy, but this is not bad. I mean, if you saw it out, I would say get it. and I think you could make some hella good cocktails with this. I think
And that's about
this
$38, if I had to guess.
actually it was like, I think it was 30. This is actually, I think if you had this with some root beer and bourbon cream, or put this with bourbon cream in coffee, I think you also would get just straight black coffee with this bourbon cream. I think you'd get something really interesting.
Really? Yeah. See, I've always liked Jameson Black Barrel just neat. Like, I always mix my Jamesons. But Jameson Black Barrel, what I'm getting right now is like an overly bourbon note with charred oak and vanilla, and then there's a little bit of the maltiness that Irish whiskey that is prevalent in Irish whiskey. However, it's really taking a back seat to those typical bourbon notes, like real heavy charred oak and vanilla, and it's only 40%. If it's between this or Jameson, like definitely spend the extra money on this Jameson Black Barrel because it's so much better than just regular Jameson. I might actually buy a new bottle of this because another reason. So do you want to hear another reason why the St. Patrick's Day party is infamous?
Yes.
Okay. So, a few years ago, I might have already told the story on the podcast, but a few years ago, I think it was 2020. It was like right before shit started closing down for COVID. We had a bunch of people. I remember I bought a bottle of Proper 12, and usually that day I'm kind of just pulling out. No, I love Proper 12.
Oh,
I don't like this is the apple. I don't like the apple.
Okay.
It's really bad. But I was
Maybe we should
walking
get
around.
a bottle of Jameson Black for St. Patrick's Day while we're in Colorado.
We could just buy that when we're there. That's going to be everywhere.
That'll work.
But I was walking around with a bottle of Proper 12. Usually during the St. Patrick's Day party, I usually buy a bottle and I sip out the bottle the entire night and see how much I can drink. I drank a lot. I drank about 3/4, maybe a little bit more of that Proper 12 in say 3 hours, 4 hours. Mixed some of it, made whiskey gingers, poured shots, poured it, cranked it right out of the barrel, gave some to other people. And I during that time as well, I was drinking some beers. I was taking Jaeger bombs and more Irish whiskey shots. And I was just gone, bro. I was talking to my buddy, and I remember like he was talking about whiskey, and everything started spinning. And I was like, bro, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back to this conversation. And I went downstairs into, Kale's bathroom, which was our bathroom growing up. And I got into the shower and turned the shower on, got naked, went into the shower. And I fell asleep for about an hour in the shower with the water running. And
I bet my cousins got cold.
No, bro, it was steaming the entire time. It was so nice. And my cousins Ryan and Tom came in, opened the curtain. I'm sitting there naked, and they're asking, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be out in a second." And I remember asking them if they saw my dick, which obviously they did, because I was naked. But during that time downstairs, there was about 35 people downstairs. There was my friends, my cousins, my brother's friends, my sister's friends are downstairs, and I come out in nothing but a towel after the shower, sit down on the couch, and fall asleep again in nothing but a towel. So I'm not sure what happened that night. And the most impressive part about that story is I woke up the next morning with no hangover.
With the towel on or off?
Good question. Don't remember.
I feel like that's something that you would definitely remember.
Well, I probably switched. I probably put some pajama pants on or some sweatpants or something. I don't remember, but it was a good time. And my Irish flag here that you can't see on the camera has some blood on it because my big cousin Ryan, he gets really sometimes emotional when he drinks, and I think he hit something one year, and I wiped his knuckles off and his bloody knuckles off with this flag, and some of the blood has stayed on it, and that was like probably 8 years ago. It's just an infamous party, man.
Can I come next year?
Yeah, you sure can.
That would be fun.
You're not sleeping with me though. You got to get a room.
That's me. You stay at my house.
There's a La Quinta about a few miles down the road you can go to.
Wow.
I'm sure they got good prices there.
Wow. Yeah, there's a Holiday Inn across the street from my house. Just remember to stay there next time you come.
They have probably good prices.
Don't know. Don't stay there. That was an interesting little review and not planned and fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying. I wasn't planning on drinking any whiskey tonight, but this is very good.
Mine's already gone. I don't know if I would say it's very good, but it's worth a try.
This is a fuck yeah for me. I've always liked Jameson Black Barrel.
I mean, it's hard to rate this because it's not really like a whiskey that you drink, right? You're supposed to use it in cocktails and stuff. So,
I mean, no, you can still rate it.
I'd hit it.
Okay. Well, that's not surprising coming from you.
Hey, I'm old and desperate, man. What can I say?
Hey, so those that sweatshirt you got on there, how come our logos always fall off the sweatshirts?
Don't know. Mine's fine.
Is that new? You just bought that?
No. It's the first one I bought forever ago. Maybe you just have a shitty washing machine.
I mean, I might, but it happened to my shirts, my sweatshirts.
Maybe you have a shitty washing machine because I have like a $2,000 set.
Oh, mine came with the apartment. I don't know.
That explains it. There you go. You have answered your question. It doesn't seem
shitty. Like it doesn't. How is a washer machine shitty?
If you need to answer that question, you have not hit the point of having a shitty washer and knowing about it just yet.
Well, actually, no, it's new because I had to replace both of them before I even started the podcast. So back in like early 21, I had to replace both the washer and the dryer. So it's actually fairly new.
Maybe you don't put it on the right settings. Maybe you dry it too hot. Maybe you have the dryer too hot.
I don't have a dial. Okay, this is boring.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about your laundry habits.
I mean, do you fold your laundry right after it's out of the dryer, or do you let it sit in the basket forever?
Just depends on the day.
I would like to say the same for me, but my laundry 90% of the time sitting in a basket, and I'm throwing it in the dryer before I put it on, so it's not all wrinkled. Is
that what you're going to do before you pack to go to Colorado?
Probably, yeah.
Dope. Well, this is a fun episode. I'm glad we got to update everybody on what's going on and then also do like a little review.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing Matt, Colorado Spirit Collective.
I'm really excited about drinking whiskey straight from the barrel.
Oh, yeah. I'm super excited to see 291, to see 10th Mountain. Obviously, thank you to 10th Mountain for letting us select a barrel and for donating it to the Bourbon Ball. It's a huge deal, and we're very happy to be, especially teaming up with a veteran-owned distillery that is helping us, with this barrel. That's a big deal. And we'll have 10th Mountain on the podcast as well to explain their story and to talk about this barrel, to talk about all the things they're doing. But it's going to be cool to see it in person as well. Looking forward to the trip, man.
Yeah, that light, I need to turn it down because you can't see the label on all of them. Anyway, just remember, if you want to find out more about the Bourbon Ball, visit bourbonballky.com. Follow us on Instagram at BWF Podcast. Early bird 10 if you want 10% off before Memorial Day. And the event is June 30th and July 1st here in Versailles, Kentucky.
And I'll be there.
And Connor needs a date, so slide into the DMs.
On my own date. At this point, on my own date.
You're ridiculous. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And remember, Bourbon with Friends can change the world.